Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Okay, get on in here. All right, y'all. This is Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup. Okay, season 4, episode 19. You know, always the bad guy, right? Child, we just got more lying. We got confrontations. We got, you know, Beyonce out here catching things, or so he says. Okay, we got Kevin getting trapped in Kayla's plan because he's dumb. Okay, and Kayla, you ain't no smarter. I really want to know, is his thing made out of gold? Okay, we got Chance basically fearing that Taylor is keeping secrets from him, and Chaz is basically over here talking about, he feels dumb, he feels confused, he feels that, Broadwin is up to no good. And basically, Broadwin is just plain old full of shit, y'all. Full of shit. I mean, it can't get no simpler than that. I don't know what the confusion is about, but let's go ahead and get into this episode, shall we? Okay. So we start out this episode, and of course, y'all know how I do. I just try to get the freaking most unimportant. Now, I'm not even going to say unimportant, but just really not interesting to me. Not much to be said about these stories. I'm going to get them out the way. And we did start this episode out with Bradwin and Chaz from the very beginning. So we are going to go ahead and start with them. She's all in her feelings, got an attitude, basically trying to do that role reversal, reverse psychology, okay? And when Chaz walks in with the flowers, she's basically saying, give them to Tony. I don't want them. You've been talking to her all the time anyway. Just go ahead and talk to whatever girls you've been talking to. Continue to talk to them and all of this stuff. And so he's trying to explain to her that he has not been talking to Tony. She don't want to hear it. He gets pissed off. He goes out and he just throws the flowers on the side as he's walking out, and then he stands outside smoking a cigarette where he's saying he don't understand what's going on. He's confused, he's hurt, he's pissed, he really wants this to work, he really wants his wife. He still was saying that first that he didn't believe any of the things that was being told to him about her, right? And then he sees her walk out and he's like, there she goes. And he's basically following them around where she keeps telling him to leave her alone. She don't want to be bothered. She don't want to hear it. She's basically telling her friend that she wants to go home, and she's saying that he could do whatever he want to do and all of this different kind of stuff. Which, bottom line, is always how Dan Broadway felt from the beginning. We all know that she's just using this as a daggone excuse. And the fact that Chaz is just walking around like he's this damn sad puppy, still trying to explain, she's been calling me, she's been messaging me, she was telling me things that you were out here doing, can you at least talk to me? She's like, no, I'm cool, I'm done, I don't want to be, bothered anymore. She's talking about the needless jealousy wasn't enough, that now he's talking to other women too. He's creeping around and he's being sneaky as if she's not doing the same daggone thing. And so basically she even says that she don't know what this marriage was. And at one point she's telling them that she supposedly is so completely embarrassed, right? And that now she sees Chaz's real character, right? And she's telling the producers that basically the whole reason why she so-called got on the site was because a friend of hers couldn't post and she was helping the friend out. I said, girl, are you freaking serious? And the producer was asking the questions that we all wanted to ask, okay? If it was for your friend and it was about your friend, then why the hell are we seeing you, okay? Why are we seeing your ass tooted up on the screen, girl? Bye with these lies, okay? In the meantime, Chaz was still following her around. Oh, can we talk, please? I'm trying to explain it to you. Can you at least hear me out? Can we have a conversation? And she's steadily telling him, no, I don't want you. I don't want to be bothered. Go ahead about your business. She was like, my husband is calling me a prostitute or whatever the case may be. And so that's the reason why I don't want to talk to you. That's the reason why I don't want to be with you. She's like, I can't believe he's talking all this dirt about me and all this other stuff, right? And supposedly why she had to help the friend was because the friend was banned. And so she still had her account. And she's just being this good friend and, helping her out. And we're just all seeing like, this was never meant to be. This was not going to work from the get-go. We all knew that. And it's just like a freaking train wreck that just doesn't seem to end because for whatever reason, Chaz still wants to hold off. I mean, she's literally telling this man to F off, and he's still going, I just want to talk to you, you know? Looking all sad and pathetic as her and her friend get in the truck. He finally goes and walks to his car and stops following her. And that is basically when he's saying that, you know, he can't believe that this has happened and that he's actually more lonely now than when he, you know, as a married man than when he was single. And I'm like, that tells you everything you need to know. You're literally answering all your questions for yourself right there. And then he gonna talk about the fact that she's getting so defensive is making him think Tony is right. I said, what was the freaking clue? What was the clue, Chaz? What was the clue? And yet you will still be here and you will still be following her around and you'll still be trying to freaking talk to her for I don't know what reason, okay? And just, I mean, I guess it's for a check, honey, because nothing else is making sense right now, right? So, guys, that really was it with Chaz Win and Broadwin, okay? So, next up, we basically have, you know, Brittany and Ray. There wasn't much to their story either, okay? Brittany and Ray are basically talking about this daggone, you know, wedding. They're talking about this bachelor party that they're supposed to be having. And they are saying that, you know, to each other to watch what they do tonight, okay? Pay attention to what they do. Well, of course, Brittany is trying to tell Ray that he better not be out here wilding. You know, he better come home. He better not get arrested. He has more things to lose, more things to worry about. So he better keep that in mind. He's telling her basically, worry about yourself, okay? Think about yourself. Worry about yourself. Speak for yourself because you ladies can get wild out here at these bachelor parties too, okay? It's not just the men that do it. And you know, they're kind of going back and forth with that. And of course, Ray ends up throwing the prenup back in her face too. He tells her to worry about herself and worry about the prenup. You know, she tells him have a great night and she's just like, yeah, whatever, and walks out the door. And so later we see that she meets up with her friends and the first thing out of one of their mouths is, do you know what Ray is going to be doing where he went for his bachelor party? And she's like, no, and they making faces or whatever, like that's supposed to be such a big issue. But she basically was like, you know, it's no big deal. I'm sure he'll be okay. Shoot, for all I know, he could just be out at some daggone restaurant or something, right? And she was like, she would know when he come home if he's smelling like stripper, okay? I said, I don't know what stripper smell like, but okay. So in the meantime, they got a daggone stripper for her, okay, right after they finished talking crap, you know, and her sister was saying, like, I think we could trust Ray. I don't think he's going to be doing nothing too crazy. As we move on to Ray, we basically see that they done ordered him up some Hennessy and Coke, okay, and his friends is telling him it's been a minute. They asking him if he's okay. He like, yeah, he been hanging out, you know, hanging in there. But of course, he had to vent to them about the prenup, okay? Of course, this is still bothering old Ray. And so, you know, he's basically now wants to turn it and talk about some, oh, he doesn't want anybody to feel like he's using her. He does know that she has more money than him and that he has, you know, the restitution to pay, that her family has money. And at this point, he's starting to ask himself if she's hiding anything and if she has any secret accounts. I say, you know what? Y'all just want to make issues because at the end of the day, I really just don't still see where it's really any big issues between Ray and Brittany besides them just having to figure out this prenup thing. And I guess they gotta add something in it. To be honest with y'all, the storyline is boring. I wish them the best. I'm happy for them and I'm kind of happy that they're not the ones up here causing all the problems and being ghetto. But at the same time, it's like watching paint dry. Just gonna keep it real, okay? Moving on from them, you know, we have Amber and Poppy. Now, Amber basically was saying how she loves throwing parties. She loves having people over. You know, she got her man and his kids coming. This is supposed to be her first interaction with them. She wants to make a good impression. You know, this is the next step for her to get in this white picket fence and family life that she is looking for with him, okay? And when they come in, she's like, oh, y'all got the shirts that I got y'all. You know, she asking them about how they do in school and they talking about social studies. She's saying that was her, you know, worst subject that she had in school. She's over here cooking meals and stuff like that. And when Queen comes in, she's like, well, hey, what's going on here? You know, hi, nice to meet you. They introducing everybody to her, whatever the case may be. And she like, well, damn, okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got you in here chefing it up. What you cooking? And she was like, I got shrimp, I got steak, I got, salad. So Queen is like, wow, TC got you cooking like he's a keeper. He's saying this gonna be his spot out here by the grill. It's looking good. We slowly got more of the party goers coming in. And finally, last but not least, is Poppy and Eric to come in. So when they first get in, Amber's over here asking, Eric, oh, you not gonna hug me too? Are you still mad? Of course, we get the flashback to him coming out and breaking on her about her following behind him in the car. She was like, are we done with yesterday? Did we move past that? Are you okay with me? And he's saying, yeah, we good, right? And so, basically everybody seems to be enjoying the party. Everything is fine. But, of course, it gotta be some freaking, stuff in the mix, honey. We can't just have it all go good. Eric receives a freaking text from his, wife, Heather, that's letting him know that Amber had reached out to her. Okay, she tried to hit her up, and so he's showing basically Poppy this, and Poppy gets upset, and she's showing it to Queen, and she's saying, well, why the hell would she be reaching out to her? Why would she be trying to call her? She shouldn't be talking to the enemy. And so Queen is looking confused. She didn't seem to know about this either, and she's like, this is basically Eric's wife that she has tried to reach out to. And she was like, do you know anything about her calling? Because she damn sure didn't tell me. And I'm confused as to why she would be trying to get in touch with her. And I'm like, Amber, you dropped the ball, sweetie. You dropped the ball. Okay. And of course, Amber's walking in saying what's going on, what's wrong. And she basically confronts her about it. And she was like, I don't have her number. I didn't call her. She was like, yeah, but you tried to call her through Facebook. She's like, yeah, I did try to call her through Facebook, right? I wanted to get some kind of answers as to what's going on. And Poppy is saying to her, you're supposed to be my friend, so why the hell would you be calling her? And of course, TC is basically asking, why is there drama now that, I'm saying, y'all just literally walked in the damn door or whatever, right? And in the meantime, Queen is literally like, what the hell is going on right now, okay? And so Poppy is saying that she did all of this for her, and because she loves her because she cares about her, because she's her friend, she's trying to look out for her, because basically she's the one that always has to hear all the dirt, hear all the complaints, and she's one way when she's with Eric, and she's another way when she's there with her, and she's about to be, the one to spill all the beans and say everything. Now she's literally trying to push away the other friends that's trying to intervene and get them to stop yelling at each other, whatever the case may be, right? And Queen is trying to somewhat stand in between them, and it's just a hot freaking mess right now. Everybody's screaming at the top of their lungs. And, Poppy, of course, is like really hurt and disappointed and saying, I don't understand what the heck is going on. And, Amber's telling her, like, I cried with you last night. You was crying, I was crying with you. And you're turning into another person that I don't even know. I'm the one that always got to see you upset. I'm always got to, pick up the pieces when you are hurt, and you're treating me like I'm the enemy when I've been the one that's been here for you. And then she starts to talk about putting Poppy on blast. And then they go from shouting to pushing each other, and she actually was reaching for Amber's neck. I said, no. She was reaching for Poppy's neck. I said, Amber, you doing too much, girl. You doing too much. You freaking out of line. This is ridiculous now, okay? It's one thing to be a friend and to look out for your friend, but however, okay, you cannot overstep, and you cannot make them do things or see things that they don't want to do and they don't want to see. That's number one. This is partly Amber's fault, because I'm sorry, y'all, I'm mixing up these people's names. This is partly Poppy's fault, because Poppy does come and confide in her all the time and is always telling her negative things about him. Every time we see Poppy, she's crying, and no friend is going to want to see their friend hurt and crying all the time. And if you're always making him out to be a bad guy, then I'm going to look at him like he's the bad guy. But where Amber messed up is, if this was something you was thinking about doing, you should have had a conversation with Amber about it. You should not have went behind her back and had her find out about it from freaking Heather texting Eric. That's not what was supposed to happen with that situation, right? It needed to come from you. And if she did not ask you to do this, or she didn't know you was doing this and give you the okay to do it, then you should not have been doing it, no matter how good your intentions was. Okay, there are certain situations where you may go to your friend and be like, yo, can you hit this person up? Can you look up this or that for me? Listen, I'm the detective in my friend's little circle, okay? I will find some dirt in a minute if you ask me to. I'm just saying. So it does happen, but if she did not even know about it, then it definitely was not right for it to come from her. And then for you to act like you was about to sit here and fight her in the damn kitchen about it, like you got so irate and ready to fight a pregnant damn woman that is your friend. I said, girl, are you high right now? Are you drunk right now? What is going on? Because this seemed really out of pocket. Usually Amber overall seems to be like the more level-headed, the more calm one. So this was just like too much. And at this point, they start swinging so much and Queen getting in the way. Queen done got hit in the damn mouth. Queen said, listen, I was supposed to be going to my brother's party. I just thought I was stopping by here to chill for a minute. She says, next thing you know, I done got hit in the damn, you know what I'm saying, lip. And this has basically went too far now. Like, I've never seen these two get into it like this. And Poppy is saying, like, I don't even know her. You know, she over here telling Poppy to get out, and Poppy saying, yeah, I'm going to leave. And when they get by the car, she just like, I can't believe this. I don't understand what would make her do this. Of course, Eric is going to use this to his damn advantage, okay? Talking about some, yeah, I've been trying to tell you, or whatever the case may be, right? And they got ahead to leave. She's like, can we just get out of here? Can you open the door? And then her boyfriend, TC, ends up grabbing his kids saying, let's leave. And he says he's not going for this, okay? He's not going to bring his kids around no bullshit like this. And so basically, you know, Queen asked her, like, do you think this is going to affect you and TC? And she's like, yeah, I definitely do. And she sits down and was like, listen, I don't even know what's going to happen now, right? I don't know if me and, you know, Poppy's relationship can ever be the same. And she's actually telling Queen that she never had this much stress and drama until she started getting involved into Poppy things. Like, outside of that, she doesn't usually have that much drama going on. And so that is something to think about, okay? Because you're getting too involved and too wrapped up, and I know it can be hard not to when it's somebody that you care about, but you cannot do that, girl. And so when her and her man finally sit down again, you know, he talks to her about what went down, and he was saying that he was done. And for a minute there, you know, of course, that's how they gonna make it look. I thought he was talking about with her, and Amber looked like she thought he was talking about with her too. But he says he's done as far as keep hearing about, you know, Poppy and Eric, you know, whatever they going through, that's on them. He don't want to hear about it. He don't want to know about it. He don't want to be around them. He don't want to have to deal with that type of drama. That's just not where his life is at. And basically, she says okay, and she actually agrees with him, and she so-called claims that she's not going to be in the mix of their stuff no more. She don't want to hear nothing about, you know, anything that's going on with them and all of that either. Now, later we see, you know, Poppy and Eric laying in the bed, and she's, of course, still saying she can't believe that that went down. And she does tell him that regardless of the fact that she was in the wrong with that situation, because he was like, see, she always trying to make me seem like I'm the bad guy, and really she was the bad guy. And she said, listen, that don't change the facts that's going down with me and you. And I was at least happy to hear Poppy tell him that. And then he gonna talk about something where you may be happy with this, and he basically shows her this thing where he has been served, okay? Apparently Miss Heather done filed for a divorce, so I don't know if something good came out of the situation with Amber reaching out to her or not, honey. But she was like, okay, but why is it saying you got served and she filed, okay? She still ain't satisfied even with that, because in her mind, she feels like he still didn't put in for the divorce. And that says a lot, that Heather was the one to put in for it and not him. And basically she's like, so are you happy about it? And of course he want to be all hugged up on her now, talking about something. Do I look like I'm disturbed or worried about it, or do I look like I'm happy and I'm here with you? But that's probably still to a certain degree making her feel like she's the certain second choice, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, he's not the one that filed, okay? She is. And it's kind of like, okay, well, now I could just be with her because she put in for this divorce anyway. I'm not going to fight her on it. And in the meantime, you know, I now have you pregnant with my baby or whatever, okay? So that's what it's given, all right? And so that's pretty much was that with them. I don't know, you know what I'm saying, Where we gonna go with that one, y'all? Okay, we shall see. Time will tell. And so then we freaking get Chance and Taylor, y'all. Chance ass over here, first of all, making jokes. They go to look at this venue or whatever the case may be, where they trying to see where they could have the wedding, where they could do the reception and set everything up, right? And the first thing out his mouth, a joke about sacrificing her on a damn altar down by the damn water, okay? Then they go inside and the lady is showing them around, and she's saying how once they finish eating, they can basically tear down the stuff and that could become a dance floor. I don't know, but this place just wasn't giving me whatever it was supposed to be given. But okay. So nonetheless, Chance is saying he just got this cool idea. He wants to put some water, okay, a little bit of water that would basically be going down the aisle. And the girls would be flower girls, and they would be throwing the flowers in the water, and the water would float. And she's telling him no, okay, keep that idea to yourself. You're scaring the lady. They're not doing nothing like that. We can't bring no water in here and all of that. He then starts to say how he has this 750 credit score, so he can spare, no expense. We could do whatever we want to do, right? And that this is a priceless situation or whatever the case may be, right? And so he wants to go all out, and he's asking how much this will cost, and the lady is telling him that it's between about $4,000 to $6,000, right? It depends on the time and the year that they want to get married, the day that they set, and that's how they can pretty much let them know the price and find out what price range, they are willing to go in between. And so Taylor's like, okay, Chance is saying that sounds cool. So they go outside to talk, and Taylor's saying that, Chance wants to get married sooner or later, but she hasn't told him about being pregnant yet, and she's kind of second guessing things, alright, and thinking that maybe they may want to take a little time out. And of course, she's still talking about, the budget, and saying that they can't get too crazy with things. He's over here talking about he could get another loan. I said, listen, how many loans and cars does this man have? Okay, I can't even get one, and he out here getting several, alright. And Taylor is basically saying, no, that's a bad idea. Like, we don't need to keep adding things up on. She was like, what if something else comes up? Of course, she's thinking about this pregnancy that she has not told him about yet. And he's like, what else is going to come up? And he's getting mad at her because he was like, you keep bringing up random things. You can't all the time be worried and thinking about what ifs and putting different stuff in the air that's not there. Let's deal with the things that we do have going on. He was like, you can't keep being scared. And of course, he's trying to do this intimidation, scare tactic type of thing. Like, oh, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to be with you because of the frame of mind that you having, and because you be doubting stuff and you be wanting to worry about stuff. And I just don't operate that way, and this, that, and the third. And what I'm saying, I got to take chances and I got to do things. And so basically, she was telling him, finally about the daggone baby, and saying that, that's what she's been worried about and that's what she's keeping from him. And then he tells her that he has something that he's been hiding too. So he tells her about the house, and she's like, first of all, I don't like that idea. I don't want to move there. And that's what I was saying. How the hell you gonna go see about a house and not tell her nothing about it? Like, she ain't gotta freaking live there too, and you just making all these different plans. She don't like the idea. She don't like the place. She don't want to give up her place. And I'm so happy to hear that, okay? Because I need Taylor to have some type of damn sense throughout this whole crazy situation. And he's saying, well, we could at least rent out the house, and that basically could be paying all of our bills and paying the mortgage for the house we're in. And she's basically saying, well, that's not necessarily true either, okay? You cannot guarantee that. What if something happens and you're not able to get the money that you want to get for it, right? Anything could happen with that. And of course, he's getting mad at her because she's actually thinking damn logically. And he wants her to just be in this bubble and in this fantasy damn world with him. Like, everything is just, rainbows and damn Fruit Loops and shit. So then she basically says that, she may want to even hold off and wait till after the baby to get married, right? And she knows that he probably doesn't necessarily agree with that, but she just thinks that that would probably be better for them, right? And so he's saying that, no, you seeming scared, you seeming reluctant, you're seeming like there's some other stuff going on. And he's not happy about that. We then see them talking about, of course, Bobby and how that would affect if she's back around or whatever, right? And that if she gets into something, he could be violated, and because of Bobby, and he could basically end up being away from her and the baby. Now, when it comes to this, she's saying that they need to just think positively, right? And he's also saying that he can't take a loan for the house they're in to fix it because his name is not on nothing. I said, no, Taylor, don't do it, okay? I thought he was about to start telling her that he needs to put his name on stuff, right? But he moves on to say that he also gets this really good insurance from his job, and because of the fact they're not married, he can't put her on the insurance. You know, that would be something else that they wouldn't have to worry about, especially with her having a baby, because she would be able to get all the health care through his job. Now, that's a great thing, right? And she's telling him, you don't have to sell me on getting married. I do still want to get married. It's not about whether I have insurance or not or whatever, right? I just don't want to do it until after the baby because I don't want us to be taking on too many things. You know, there's a lot of things happening right now, and she doesn't want to add more stuff on top of it. This all sounds logical to me, and to be honest, this is something that I could see a lot of couples complaining about and having disagreements about, because a lot of men, okay, not just men that's like Chance that's just getting out of jail, but just men in general most times will look at situations like, oh, don't overthink it. Don't be worried, right? They'll be more so spur of the moment people that'll be like, oh, we'll worry about that when we get to it. Whereas a woman most times is going to be like, no, I got to worry about me. I got to worry about my kids. I got to worry about how these bills going to get paid. I got to worry about how I'm going to eat, how we going to be comfortable, how we going to have enough. They may not want to go too extravagant, right? Sometimes, of course, it could be the other way around, vice versa. But a lot of times it's that way. And that's not so strange and crazy. But yet he's over here talking about oh no, something is not right with this. You know, she seemed like she playing too many games and she's pulling back and she's being reluctant. I feel like she's hiding something and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I say, yeah, you do that, Chance. Okay, you get to the bottom of it, honey, and tell us what you found out when you get there, besides the fact that she's actually trying to act like she got a daggone brain and be smart and not jump into you in this damn situations that you keep trying to jump from one thing to the next thing before you even damn finish the first damn thing, okay? But anyway, I digress. Okay, let's move on. Last but not least, we got Kevin and Tiffany, y'all. So Kevin is dropping Tiffany off to work, right? After they finish their date. Kayla's still damn following them around. At this point, as he's driving off, for once he finally sees her. He could see her all of a sudden now, but he didn't see her when she was waiting outside the damn house for him. So he's like, yo, what's going on? Why the hell are you following me? And she talking about, why are you playing damn games? You know, I should run up in here in her job and tell her everything that's going on right now. And so he's like, it's no need for that. It's not that serious. Why are you yelling and screaming out here in the street? You know, can you come on and get in the car? Can we talk like two adults? It ain't gotta be all of this. She's like, it is that serious. I spent 6 years of my life in a relationship with you, and you want to play games and be out here being a whore. You know, who was that other chick y'all was with? Are you trying to sleep with her too? You just trying to sleep with a whole bunch of different women? And he's like, no, we was taking care of business. We was looking into stuff, and he is trying to figure stuff out. I don't know exactly what stuff he's trying to figure out, but he tells her to get into the car. And when she gets in there, he's basically still telling her to calm down, still saying there's no need for all of that, you know. And he basically starts to kiss on her, and she kind of calms down. She's telling him, I hate you, but I don't hate this, okay? I love what you do to me, all right? And basically he is saying like, oh, that's all you needed, that's all you wanted. You just wanted some, you know, attention from me, right? And he's basically like, you know, that calms her down, right? He says that she can be dangerous. And I say, yeah, I could see these people ending up on damn, you know, one of them damn crime shows, y'all. To be really honest, I could definitely see that happening. And so nonetheless, you know, they go head back to his daggone house, right? And when they get in the damn house, she's telling him, oh, go take a shower, go get comfortable, okay? You know, hurry up back to me. I'm going to start it, you know what I'm saying? While you in there, he like, yeah, don't finish it without me and all of this stuff. And the next thing you know, she's basically looking at messages that's been going on back and forth between him and Tiffany. And she makes the damn video, okay? She holds the phone up. It's all showing him in the shower, asking him, is he almost done yet? Is he almost ready? And she basically makes sure to show all around the room and all in the house that she's in there. And she's like, yeah, bitch, this is mine. What you gonna do, okay? What you gonna do? And so, of course, he has no clue. He's still in the damn bathroom in the shower. And she ends up basically sending the recording to Tiffany. You know, we see Tiffany riding in the car and her getting the message and her being like, wow, you know, and it's like, what? What's going on? What happened, right? And so basically Tiffany ends up saying like, you know, thank you, Kayla, for being there for him, okay? I'm glad it is you and not me. Now you could deal with the bull crap, okay? I don't have to deal with him anymore. And we will see how long that will last, honey. I said, listen, Kayla, like I said, I don't know if his thing is made out of gold, honey, because I don't understand what you going so crazy for. You know, we also have Kevin actually say that when he had first came out of jail, he was with Kayla and Kayla was cheating on him left and right, and it had broke his heart, and that's why, you know, supposedly he was treating her so good during this time, and that is supposedly why they had officially broke up. And ever since then, it's been like he can't get rid of her and she keep coming back for him and all of this. So I'm like, I don't know, them two seem like they made for each other, okay? Maybe he just better go ahead and sit back with Miss Kayla and enjoy the ride, honey. So, you know, we gonna end this off with Lindsay and Beyonce, y'all. Lindsay is basically sitting here working in these damn, I don't know if those was Timbs or not, honey, okay? They was whatever fake construction type of boots, but they had heels on them. And she's over here talking about that she has warrants, but she's not worried about the warrants, all right? She ain't got time to deal with no warrants. She will deal with them in her own time. I said, I don't think that's how that works. I don't think that's how any of this works, Lindsay. But okay. So she says she's focusing on the most important thing in front of her right now, which is basically her job. And she goes on to say that it feels good to work. She's only making about $10 an hour, and usually she was making way more than that. You know, of course, when she was living her life of crime, okay? It's nothing like, you know, getting that fast money, but it still makes her feel really proud of herself. And so Beyonce calls her and says he's going to be there in about 30 minutes. And she's like, oh, wow, okay, he's making good time. Now, she tells him don't come inside, that she's going to text him the address or whatever, right? Her boss doesn't want people on the work site. Like, she can't just say Blaine name. I'm like, okay. So now when she hangs out with him, Blaine is like, what's that look? What's going on? I know you mad about something or upset about something. I can see, you know what I'm saying, the look on your face. And she's telling him that she don't know. She just got mixed feelings, right? And she was like, on one hand, of course, she's looking forward to Beyonce and all of that kind of stuff. But on the other hand, she do feel like he's been pressuring her a lot since he got out, and he could be so sensitive about things, and she don't want to come off as a bitch. Now, in the meantime, Blaine is like, well, you don't care about being a bitch any other time, so what's stopping you now? Okay, just go ahead and be yourself. But she was like, excuse me, right? Now, of course, Blaine also takes this time to tell her all about his feelings that he's been feeling and how he really would like to get with her too, but he don't want to, you know, basically step on nobody's shoes. And we're really supposed to believe that Lindsay had no clue of this until now. She had absolutely no idea what Blaine felt for her, even though one of the first things she made sure to tell us was that she would never think about messing with Blaine in that way because he was actually somebody that worked for her before. And now the roles is reversed, and now he's became your boss, and you've been living with him, but you don't know how he was feeling about you. Yeah, okay. So he's telling her, you know, cat's out the bag and all of this. And he leaned in, and I thought he was about to kiss her. But he just gave her a kiss on the forehead. But it just so happens that Mr. Beyonce just miraculously shows up at that same specific time, honey. And was looking through the window like, peekaboo, peekaboo, okay. all up in it. And so now he's in his feelings and got an attitude, right? And so Beyonce basically has, like, when she gets in the car, he does not waste a minute, right? He's already like, yeah, it's funny that you staying with this dude. Y'all all hugged up and cozied up and real comfortable. I've told you how I felt about it, and you're not trying to make any type of changes, you know what I'm saying? Where that's concerned, you've been acting different. You don't answer my calls. But here it go, Blame messages her, honey, and she was messaging him right back 2 seconds looking at it. He's like, who's that? He was like, oh, it's funny that you could answer him real quick, but when it comes to me, you are basically always giving me all these excuses as to, why you can't seem to answer me, and saying that it's because you're busy, because you got these different things going on and all of that. And he was like, I just feel like if we are in a serious relationship and you're really committed to me, that I'm going to be able to see that and know that and feel that regardless of what's going on. He was like, you giving me all this different excuses, and I'm not going for that no more, okay? He says he already dealt with that with 2 other people, and he was like, come on, let's not lie to each other. We know that when a person is in jail, they will act one way, but when they come out, they be a whole different way. So she was like, yeah, you got that right. She was like, and you should know because you had 2 other ones before me. I said, well, she ain't lying there, He said she didn't have to go there. So now, of course, Beyonce is trying to go like extra hard because he feel like he got something to prove. His little ego is crushed, and he says, I know I could be a little extra jealous, right, and insecure at times, granted, and you may feel like, I'm doing too much or whatever the case may be, but you also know that it comes from a good place, that I've been there for you. We know that we had plans that we talked about doing together, and if you are feeling different now, then I think I should be the one to know. Basically, he's saying he ain't gonna go for the bull crap no more. He not gonna go for the bull crap. He not gonna have nobody playing no games with him. He's not gonna be settling for certain things that he would have before. He gonna speak up. He gonna express himself, and he don't want nobody to make him feel crazy for what he's saying, like he's wrong. And I get where Beyonce is coming from to a certain point, He's not wrong. Blaine does want her. He is seeing the right things. He is picking up on the right things. But like I was even saying in my last week's review, Lindsay so far really have not done anything wrong, okay? Even though she needs to go turn her behind in with them damn warrants, okay? She actually has been working, has been spending time with her daughter from what we see, has been looking into what's going on with these warrants and what her different options is and things like that. And so, of course, it's not going to be the same Beyonce as when she was locked up, because she was locked up. So therefore, all she had was time. And she's telling him that like it was a completely different situation. She's like, I can't stay with my mother. It's not an option for me to go to any of these hotels and things like that. I can't get a room. So what are you talking about, right? This is the option that I had, or whatever the case may be, right? And he obviously knew about all of this. And then he's saying, well, I know people that's been on parole and they've been able to go and stay other places. Or they call and somebody could be like, oh, they just stepped out for a minute and they be somewhere else and all this other kind of stuff, right? And so that, of course, was when she was like, yeah, I'm sure you do know because you already had the other 2 inmates before. So both of them are basically pissed off right now, right? And they are arguing back and forth in the car from the time that she gets in the damn car. And he was like, you don't even talk to me the way you used to. You don't be telling me you love me the way you used to. You just be ready to push me away or whatever the case may be. He was like, I still be saying I love you all the time, but I'm not basically hearing it back, and I need a partner. I need somebody that's going to reciprocate and give me what I'm giving them. And if we trying to build something, then like we said we was going to do it, whatever the case may be, right? Then we have to actually make time to do it at the end of the day, right? Busy or not. And he's not lying with that part. He's over here saying, can you talk to me? And she's just like, nope, F you, and jumps out the car as soon as he stopped. And he was like basically saying he can't let it go with a girl, well, his woman, okay, shacking up with some other dude, and that he's not going to take no excuses and he's not going to be treated like this. But again, these is all conversations that y'all should have been had. And, in some ways, Beyonce, you do have to back up and you do have to kind of understand that now she doesn't have that time. And now she's busy. She's out. She's working. She's trying to spend time with her daughter and all of those things. Does it mean having a blind eye as far as her and Blaine is concerned? Absolutely not. but it also means being realistic as to what the situation is and what you can expect from her and what she can expect from you. And these are also valid questions if you are planning on moving your behind all the way down into Mississippi, which hopefully now you are second guessing doing that, okay, like your mama told you, because you need to just be fully aware and paying attention to what's happening and not just jumping up and chasing down, you know what I'm saying, people after the fact because you feel like, you know, that's just supposed to be that and y'all supposed to just jump into each other and it's supposed to be this one big honeymoon. That's just not how life works. And so, you know, he does get to go to where she's sitting at and talk to her again for a minute, and he comes out with these, you know, letters and showing her all of the prison mail that he's still holding on to and saying, you know, I really am not trying to be there for you, whatever, right? And this is what you mean to me. And she was basically laughing that he still had all of them. And, you know, basically he's trying to say that, you know, he still wants to work on this and he still cares a lot for her and he's still putting a lot into this, and he just wants to know that she is going to be willing to give him back the same thing that he's trying to give to her. And, you know, like I said, for a minute, it seemed like this was really, you know, making her feel good, lighten up the mood or whatever the case may be, because they both just looked like they was drained and exhausted and over it at this point, right? And he was telling her that he's sorry. He was like, I just love you. I know I could get a little crazy sometimes or whatever, right? And so when he did pull out all that mail and was showing her, you know, that did put a smile on her face. And he was like, you know, she's telling him that it doesn't feel right. You know, she was like, you don't feel that, like, things have changed between us or whatever, right? And I can't help that I'm not happy. You know, I can't pretend for it to be something else that is not either. And he says, well, all I ever wanted to do was make you happy, you know. And that's when he was telling her that he wants to give her something. And he basically had like this, you know, this, frame or whatever the case may be, right, with pictures of her, whatever, right, and he wanted to show her that she's a damn good mom, and it had her and her daughter. That was really, really nice. And then of course he still had the letters, and so she was looking and she's like, you know, that did put a smile on her face and that did make her feel good. And so, you know, basically she ended up saying like, listen, we did try, and it's just not working out, and sometimes that happens. And, you know, she basically was like, you know, they had started laughing and, you know, just trying to be real with each other and have a good conversation. So I respect the fact that Lindsay was real with him with that, right? I'm always going to appreciate somebody being honest and telling a lie. Like, sometimes it don't work out. Sometimes the two people could care so much about each other, whatever the case may be, but it's just not meant to be. And if it's not, then you have to accept that, you know. Maybe that was the only time. Maybe you were just supposed to be there for her during that time when she was locked up, and that was it, you know. It may hurt, but I think it hurts more, and it makes less damn sense for y'all two to be together and be arguing and be miserable, especially if both of y'all is not committed and trying to. And so she tells him, like, I was trying and I really don't want to hurt you. I tried at this relationship. We tried at this relationship, but it wasn't working. So he gonna talk about, no, I tried. You know, I'm the one that did all this. And she was like, I didn't try. She was like, listen, who the hell, you know, spent money basically paying for emails and video visits? She was like, I spent that. That didn't come out from your pocket. So now they arguing again. She was like, you know, he telling her, well, you know as well as I do that people could do whatever on the inside, but the real test was when you came out, and all I ever wanted was for you know, to love you. He said, maybe I got annoying and insecure and crazy. Yeah, I admit that. But he was like, things changed, so what was I supposed to do? What do you think my reaction to that is going to be? And again, they both are telling the truth. To be honest, they both got points. And he's saying that pushing him away and not even trying is not the answer. He said, you know, he feels like she's been pushing and pushing and pushing since he got out here. So she was like, well, what other thing am I supposed to do? Okay, you please tell me the solution, because you keep saying you got the solution, but I have yet to hear it. Tell me what to do then. Tell me what I'm supposed to be doing. So he gonna talk about something, you just figure it out. You stop coming at me. And if I'm telling you that I feel a certain way, then there's a whole lot of other options that you can make or whatever. And I'm like, no, Beyonce, with that part, you sound dumb. You're not making no sense. You're actually coming off very selfish when it comes to that. And she tells him that she's not gonna risk her freaking freedom for him or any other man, and tells him to shove it up his ass. And then he throws all the damn mail, and he's basically saying that, you know, F her too, or whatever the case may be, right? He's not gonna do it. He invested too much time, and he don't care what she say. He's not gonna be, so he says she's overwhelmed. He's overwhelmed too, and F that. And in the meantime, she's calling Blaine to come pick her up. And that was basically the episode, y'all. You know, that was the episode. So, you know, I don't know. I think that, you know, Lindsay and Beyonce had their time, and now it is up. Okay, time is up, y'all. But y'all go ahead, put it in the comments. Tell me what you thought about this episode, honey. Okay, are you even here for this anymore? I was happy that we did not see Brittany and Marcelino because I was tired of them. Okay, put it all in the comments though. Let's discuss. Let's discuss. Let's discuss. Like, comment, share, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe if you are so inclined. Okay, give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. All right, y'all. Toodaloo.